Hello students, my name is Ilaria Marchesi. I know already some of you and others I do not. I'm here to introduce the class that Professor Dippel and I will teach this semester. Again, I'm sorry we are not meeting in person today, but I think this will make possible for everybody to have the general introduction to the course so that we can dive into the material immediately without really losing this class. Hopefully we will not have other storms during the semester. I just recorded a terrible video of introduction to the Greek tragedy that I will post because, because I want you to have a little bit of information, but it was really terrible. So I hope this, the one on the syllabus is a little better. I'll try to be as clear and less distracted by everything that is going on around here with kids out of school. And therefore all parents who are asking us, since we are professors and therefore always free to watch their kids. I don't know how many there are right now in the house, but fortunately my husband is still in Breck, and is taking care of them. Okay, so Christopher Dippel is at Hofstra, and so it's not, I cannot introduce him to you, but I know that some of you know him already. Those of you who are in the drama department, classic students know me already, and I have yet to meet him, so you will meet us in person on Wednesday in class. But today we want to introduce you to the syllabus, explain a little bit of the how the class will work. So we are meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays, as you know, from 12:50 to 2:15, and we have tons to do. So you have to always be there in time, ready to work really hard, because we don't have much time. We don't want to do a lot of things with you, and we are really very excited about teaching together, because Professor Dippel is interested in learning more about the literary aspect of the tragedies. I'm really eager to see him at work teaching you the performance aspect, so much so that we have decided that he will be a student of the literature part of the semester, so he will really be just like you, and I will be a student in the performance part of the semester, so that if there are enough spots, I will actually recite with you to really learn, so that we can both learn from the colleague and from the class. Okay, so it will be really a learning experience for all of us. It is the first time we teach together. It's the first time we teach this kind of class, so I hope you are patient as we create it along, okay, during the semester. What we have decided is that we'll try to stick to this basic division, in which on Mondays we will look at the literary aspect of the tragedy, of the text, and on Wednesday we will work on the performance. Obviously, performance work takes more time, and so we will be asking you to dedicate a lot of time, also extra class, to work on it, because those 1 hour and 20 minutes on Wednesday will not be enough, but we hope it will be fun enough that you will want to put extra time on it. A course on Greek tragedy without the performance aspect would entail reading many more tragedies, but we will limit ourselves to reading 3 tragedies for each of the great 3 tragedians, Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides. We will read actually 4 tragedies of Euripides because we want you to pick the one that we will perform. So I'll talk about that in a minute. So in the syllabus, study very well the syllabus, okay? At the beginning you have all our information with office hours. You can come and talk to us, to both of us, to either of us, in fact, for whatever problem, issue you may have. Sometimes there may be issues that you need to talk to both of us, sometimes only to one of us, okay? But really feel free to ask questions, don't keep doubts. We cannot respond to complaints or issues that have not been uttered, okay? Because we are working on it, but we are still not reading the students' minds. One thing we want you to be very clear is that this class requires really intense active participation, okay? And so you will be judged on that. Participation means reading very well the text, being able to talk about, discuss them in class, really studying, dive into these texts, and then obviously participate in every possible way to the performance work. So read very well this paragraph about the performance work because it's essential. This is still a literature class, and we need to require written work, obviously. So there are 2, but it will be only 2 main things. No quizzes, no exams, because that is really the performance aspect, okay? So you will have to put all your efforts on that, okay? But you will also be judged about these 2 written works. One is a daily journal, daily meaning every time that we have class, okay? So you will be required to keep this journal into which you will put your thoughts, feelings, observations, responses, text and performance connections, etc. Sometimes we will ask you to answer specific questions on these journals. Most of the times you will be free to write whatever you want, okay? Both while you are reading the text, while you are practicing for performing, I mean, whatever comes into your mind about this text, you write it down, okay? We will collect these journals from time to time, and one day can collect from one person, another day from another, so you are responsible for bringing it back to class every time. If you don't have it, your grade, if you don't have it one day, you will not be excused, your grade will be lowered, okay? Another written work is the paper. The paper is due March 30th, okay? So it's not an end of semester paper. We need it during spring break. Why? Because we will perform at the end of the semester, so the last day of the semester, you will perform a longer passage of Euripides' tragedy. What's going on? Let me take a step back. We have decided to make you perform all of the 3 tragedians. So we'll dedicate basically 1 month of the semester to each of the tragedians. So if let me go down 1 second to the calendar. As you will see, we have Aeschylus in February, Sophocles in March, and Euripides in April. At the end of each month, we will have a performance. In February and in March, you will have a performance of one section of a play. Okay, we cannot do 3 tragedies, 3 entire tragedies, obviously, during the semester. And we are going to give different approaches to these tragedies. Basically, for Aeschylus, we will study tragedies as they were represented in ancient times, okay, including the kind of masks that we think were used. For Sophocles, we will give a modern interpretation of a play. For Euripides, we want to do interpretation, reaching out to communities interpretation, meaning we want to pick a tragedy with which we can do the kind of work that is described in the book The Theatre of War by Brian Doerris, which we are assigning you to read basically by the end of next week. Okay? You will understand that after reading the book, so the kind of approach that we want you to have to this tragedy. But, so we will talk about it after you have read the book. Some of you came to a performance of this book in September, but only a few of you, so we will just start from scratch. With this, but once you have read this book, understood the kind of approach that we want you to have for the last tragedy, for the last performance, we want you to choose the tragedy that we will perform. We are giving you an option, I mean, really because we are undecided. We'd like to perform either the Trojan Women or the Iphigenia in Tauris of Euripides. So the paper that we want you to write is an analysis of these 2 tragedies in that sense. I mean, in the sense we want you to address the issue of what kind of approach we could give to these 2 tragedies, which one is the one that you prefer, okay, what's the technical feasibility of the stages, the relevance of the scripts to contemporary issue, okay, which one do you think is the most relevant for us, what kind of issue we could approach with that tragedy, okay, to what kind of audience could this tragedy be directed, what kind of community healing goal could this tragedy have, okay, all these issues will become clear after you have read Brian Doerris' book, okay. The paper will be on this, we will talk about this more, okay. The student's assessment will be based on these written assignments, so journal and paper, on participation on every aspect of class, okay, and on the performances of courses that will be in lieu of quizzes and exams. So we have broken down the grades in this sense. As you will see, everything is just as important as the next element, okay? Attendance is absolutely mandatory. Okay, you cannot miss class. So, no excuses. Reading material, you have been asked to... oh, I have to go quick because I have only 15 minutes with this kind of video. You will be asked to purchase 4 textbooks, so 3 which are the tragedies and the Theatre of War book that we want you to read by the end of next week, okay? Other reading materials will be posted online. There is a very important website called didascalia.net, which is a journal on the performance of Greek and Roman drama. Very often we'll give you things to read from there. There are other articles that we are putting on reserve under on Blackboard, and we'll let you know when you have to read something about this. Read the rest of the syllabus, okay, and look at the calendar and let us know if you have any question. I will put a link in the forum, in the discussion board, that entitled Questions on the Syllabus. Please write questions if you have any. Otherwise, we will see you on Wednesday. You must have read the Agamemnon, the first of the Aeschylus tragedies, for Wednesday, plus this article